When I met with Craig, I had sort of hit my wall. I was like, we're never going to get a SANE program. We're never going to get another hospital doing rape kits. That was really I really wanted a SANE program for Dallas, but I mean, I would have been happy with just getting another hospital to do rape kits because Parkland just didn't seem like enough. So a big aspect of the situation has just been that victims were getting turned away from so many hospitals, and once they were told at a hospital, well, we can't do the kit, you have to go to Parkland, they would say, well, just go ahead and treat me. I'm not going to prosecute, I'm not going to deal with it. I don't want to go through sitting in another hospital waiting room. A lot of times sexual assault victims don't report. The ones that do a lot of times don't prosecute, or they back out of prosecuting once they figure out how difficult it's going to be. And a lot of that can be as a result of police officers or prosecutors not necessarily dealing with the victim in a sensitive way. Knowing that he's in office and that he's running things, I know that that's never going to happen. One of the biggest obstacles for me trying to bring a SANE program to Dallas, which, like I said, Dallas was the biggest city in the country without a SANE program. The conviction rates go up 96% when you have a SANE program in a county. The biggest obstacle was getting city support, and a huge element of that was getting the district attorney's office to sign off on a SANE program coming in. People, and I was very young, I was in my 20s, and so they would just sort of pat me on the head and look at me as a little SMU student and say, you're right, that's so appalling, we need more places to do this, and then they go on their way and no one would ever help me. So when I sat down with Craig, I was so ready to sell it, and I just said, you know, I came here to talk to you about the fact that we don't have a SANE program, we really need one in Dallas. And he goes, oh, we don't have one? You're right, we definitely need one. And I was like, really? Are you for real? Is this really happening? He had told me when I left his office that he would call me that day and let me know what the deal was. And I was like, there is no way that this guy is going to call me today. He talks a good talk, but I've talked to so many people that have promised to help. And he actually called me within an hour. Right. So I think Craig's played a huge role in that. He really has a heart for the victims. And he's illustrated that by making these types of things priorities when he's not necessarily getting anything back from them. You know, Craig really looked at the situation and said, you know, whether or not anyone else thinks that we need this, I know that we need one person prosecuting these cases, and his office went out and got the money to hire a prosecutor to do just those cases, and that wasn't something that anyone had ever really done in the past. So I think that that really illustrates his heart for victims, not just the cold numbers, you know? And I think I see both sides of it. I think as an advocate for sexual assault victims, and as a victim, you know, I see him as sort of this big fuzzy, like he will protect me. Like I can go be like, Craig, I need help with this. And it's great because for the bad guys, he's going to be like this big, huge, scary guy. And for all of us who are on the other side of it, he's sort of this fabulous advocate for keeping everyone safe. And he was very straightforward from the beginning. And he said, we need this. I'll do everything that I can do to help you get this here. And I am fully supportive, and I'm willing to be supportive no matter what. And I really felt from the beginning like I had this big, huge, strong guy that was sort of standing next to me and saying, I'm going to help you make this happen. And from that point, the doors all opened. You know, when the hospital found out that, my dog, when the hospital found out that Craig was on board, they got on board right away. The police department was on board. You know, Chief Kunkel, once he found out that District Attorney Watkins was excited about it, he was excited about it. So a huge reason that this came to Dallas in the first place and that it's so successful is because of Craig.